Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And if we can please stand to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We can go to roll call.
Hello. Commissioner, is that, can you hear it? Okay. Commissioner Shaw is absent. Vice Chair Colwell,
Here.
Chair Villaluna,
Present.
Commissioner Cabo.
Here.
And may I ask a motion to excuse Michelle, excuse her absence for tonight?
I'll make the motion that because of her illness or her cold, that we excuse her absence for the evening.
Second.
Thank you. And we'll go to public comments and suggestions. This section is reserved for public comment on consent calendar and items not listed on the agenda, but that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the commission. Verbal comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker, subject to the chair extending to a maximum of 5 minutes per speaker, with a total time allotted not to exceed 45 minutes unless the chair extends. Do we have any public comments?
Madam Chair, in addition, staff did not receive any written comments for the meeting tonight.
Great, thank you. So we can go on to item 5.
Motion to approve the minutes.
I have one small correction, if I
Okay.
may. Under item 7B, I'm listed as Vice Chair Kelly, which is fine. That's still correct, but if we could change that to Caldwell, that'd be great.
Oh,
Thank
we
you.
should. Thank you. Can we motion again to approve the minutes after that
moved.
correction?
And a second.
Thank you. On to item 6, new business. Six A, review and consideration of an informational update on the Tuesday, March 4, 2025 Cerritos General Municipal Election.
Tonight, we have with us a representative from the City Clerk's Office, Ms. Kimberly Dobson, who will give us an update on information for the upcoming election in March. At this time, I will turn it over to Ms. Dobson for her presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Matsumoto. Good evening, Chair and members of the Fine Arts and Historical Commission. Thank you for allowing me to provide a brief update this evening on the Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 Cerritos General Municipal Election. Sorry. So as I said, thank you, Chair and members of the Fine Arts and Historical Commission. I will be providing a brief update on our upcoming Cerritos general election. I will also be providing information regarding an additional upcoming voting period for the state Senate election. If you would please turn your attention to the screen. In the Cerritos general municipal election, Cerritos voters have the opportunity to vote for 3 members of the City Council and on 2 charter amendment ballot measures. The city charter may only be amended by a vote of the people. Both the City Council and Cerritos voters have the power to place measures on the ballot. Measure J on the March 4th ballot relates to the setting of the city's general municipal election date in the city's charter. If Cerritos voters approve Measure J, the election date would be set to remain as the first Tuesday after the first Monday in March of odd-numbered years. Along with this amendment are other conforming amendments set by this measure, including the setting of the commencement date of the City Council terms as the second Tuesday of April, beginning with the 2027 election, and the setting of the date of the annual mayoral transition as the second Tuesday of April, beginning in 2026. Recently, the state, Measure K relates to a general cleanup charter amendment. Spelling and grammatical errors would be corrected, and the charter document would be updated to reflect modern business practices, such as the authorization of the city manager to appoint the city treasurer. Recently, the state declared a vacancy on State Senate District 36 when Senator Janet Nguyen ran for and won a seat on the Orange County Board of Supervisors. This created the need for the state to call a special election to fill the seat, scheduled for Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. Ballots will be mailed to active Cerritos registered voters beginning on January 27th. Ballots will be mailed for the Cerritos general municipal election beginning on February 3rd. Voting for each election ends at 8 p.m. on Election Day. Because Cerritos voters will have access to 2 different ballots at the same time, those who opt to vote by mail or by use of the vote by mail drop boxes should be mindful of which ballot they are placing into which envelope. Based on current voter registration and population data, we can say that the majority of those who are eligible to vote in Cerritos are already registered. To verify if you are registered to vote, please visit lavote.gov. Those aged 16 and 17 may also pre-register to vote online. The registration deadlines to receive a vote-by-mail ballot for both elections are listed on the screen. It is important to note, no voter for either election will be turned away on Election Day. For the state Senate election, the county will offer conditional voter registration at the in-person voting location. For the city's municipal election, traditional provisional ballots will be provided in the event a voter is not found in our database. Voters in either situation will be provided a ballot, and their vote will be counted at the appropriate time, subject to the appropriate verification. A side-by-side comparison of voting options for both upcoming elections is provided on the screen. The county is set to conduct in-person voting for the state Senate election at Don Canabe Regional Park for 11 days, from February 15th through the 25th. On the state Senate election day only, February 25th, the Way Out Ministries in Hawaiian Gardens is also scheduled to be open for in-person voting. For updated information on the open vote centers for this election, we encourage the public to visit lavote.gov or to contact our office. Though the city's election is being conducted as an all-mail election, for those who prefer to vote in person, we will be open for voting for a total of 23 days, beginning during regular business hours Monday, February 3rd, through Friday, February 28th in the city clerk's office, first floor of City Hall. We are also offering weekend voting, Saturday and Sunday, March 1st and 2nd, in the City Hall main lobby from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., which will continue in the main lobby on Monday, March 3rd, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Election Day, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Voters opting to vote in person for the city election are encouraged to please bring with them their Cerritos vote-by-mail ballot and their return envelope. For both elections, vote-by-mail drop boxes will be open 24 hours a day at the Cerritos Civic Center and Cerritos Park East up until 8 p.m. on Election Day. Lastly, voters may mail ballots for both elections free of charge. Ballots must be postmarked by the respective election day and received by the appropriate agency within 7 days after the election. Again, voters opting to vote by mail or use a drop box should be mindful of placing the ballots in their respective envelopes. Remember to place your single race ballot in the county envelope and your city ballot with votes for Cerritos Council seats and ballot measures in the city envelope. Our office has been and will continue to work diligently to keep Cerritos voters informed. Aside from providing regular updates at each council meeting, we've placed information on the city's website at cerritos.gov/election2025 And we have been working with our wonderful communications division to provide regular updates on the city's social media outlets and on TV3. We will also be providing updates at each of the city's upcoming commission and committee meetings, and will be attending upcoming city events, such as the Martin Luther King Jr. Day ceremony and the Festival of Friendship. We have also sent postcards to over 14,000 Cerritos voter households and have provided updates in the Cerritos Community News. Sample ballots will be mailed next Thursday, January 23rd, but you don't have to wait for the mail. The official sample ballot and voter information guide for the city's upcoming election has been available on the city's website in 7 different languages since January 8th. The Office of the City Clerk is available for assistance Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We look to all of the city's commissions and committees as ambassadors to help spread the word and keep the public informed. On behalf of the City Clerk's office, thank you to the Commission for being our ambassadors and for allowing us the opportunity to present this update. This concludes my presentation, and I am available to answer any questions the Commission may have. It is recommended that the Commission open public comment for this item and receive and file this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dobson. Are there any public comments in regards to this? Any comments from the?
Yeah, you said Dropbox locations at City Hall and CPE are the places to go. What if one of our voters drop it off at any number of the other drop boxes or in the area?
Thank you for the question, Commissioner. Any Dropbox can be used for a county election. For the city election, it is recommended to use the 2 Cerritos Dropboxes. I would have to double check on our communication with the county. I do believe that if they receive any Cerritos ballots in any other Dropbox or in any, for example, if someone were to place a city ballot into a county envelope and they received it that way as well, they are in communication with us to get those ballots and deliver them to us. However, it might present a delay. So it is recommended to use the 2 Cerritos drop boxes. And to answer your question fully, I'll contact the county to double check exactly how long it would take or if there would be any delay if they found a Cerritos, if the county found a Cerritos ballot in another drop box.
Okay, and the other question, for the city council election, if someone wants to vote in person, they have to go to city hall in order to vote. Either the clerk's office or the main lobby for the last 4 days of the election.
Correct. Yes, that is our
But
in-person voting center.
For the state senate election, it's either Don Knabe Regional Park or Way Out Ministries in Hawaiian Gardens.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Caldwell, anything?
No comments. Thank you.
Any other comments from public? No. Okay. Can we move to 6B?
It would be appropriate to receive and file, make a motion to receive
Oh,
and file
thank
the
you.
report.
I'll make the motion to receive and file.
Second.
Thank you. Now we can move to 6B. The review and consideration pursuant to the City of Cerritos Commission and Committee Scope of Authority Policy, Policy 6.02, of a commissioner suggestion of a commission-initiated special evaluation project to evaluate the feasibility of establishing a virtual history museum.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, staff will be presenting a report at the suggestion of Commissioner Cobble for the evaluation of a feasibility study of establishing a virtual museum in accordance with the city policy. At this time, I will turn it over to Community and Cultural Director Annie Hilton for the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Masamoto. Good evening, Honorable Chair and members of the Commission. During the July 20th, 2023 meeting of the Fine Arts and Historical Commission, Commissioner Cobble expressed an interest in pursuing a commission-initiated project. He described the project as evaluating the feasibility of establishing a virtual history museum for the city of Cerritos. On January 18th, 2024, staff presented a report to the Commission about the suggestion. The Commission voted to defer review and consideration of this item to provide the Commission an opportunity to review the refreshed City of Cerritos website. The city's new website launched on August 27th, 2024. Within the new website, there is a History of Cerritos page. The page features historical videos from Dairy Valley to Cerritos, which chronicles the development of a highly successful agricultural community into an ideal city. Cerritos, Our History, featuring interviews with community members sharing their recollections of Dairy Valley and the development of the city of Cerritos, as well as the story of the Cerritos Auto Square, a documentary about how the world's largest auto mall was created. The history page also has links to a Dairy Valley Cerritos City Council members' historical list, and also includes portraits of every city council member from 1956 to the present day. In addition, the page has a link to the local history section of the Cerritos Library website. The local history page presents detailed information about the city's history as well as numerous photos. The new city website also includes public meeting agendas, minutes and video recordings, an elected and appointed officials list, the city's charter, municipal code, and general plan, and Fair Political Practices Commission campaign statement economic interest disclosures. And at this time, I'd like to show you where you can find this content on our websites. So within the city website, all of these links are located under city government. And as you can see, we have links to the agenda, minutes, and videos. We have a link to commissions and committees and to the history of Cerritos. And then within the city's website, we do have, of course, a link to the library's website. And here we have about the library, and this has the drop-down menu link that goes to the local history page, which I believe you have previously viewed and does include a lot of historical data about the city from even before it existed as a city, as well as a lot of photographs once we get into the actual Dairy Valley days. And within the city's local history page, as we discussed, we have some very nice videos and also some fun information about all of the past leaders of our city going back to the Dairy Valley days. And we have their portraits coming up to the present day. Sorry about my sticky mouse pad here. I would also like to mention that both the city and library websites are dynamic, living documents, and their content will be constantly refreshed and expanded by staff. Staff recommends the Fine Arts and Historical Commission take the following actions: review and consider the information provided in this report and receive public comment, and pursuant to the City of Cerritos Commission and Committee Scope of Authority Policy 6.02, by commission majority, vote to select one of the following two options. Option 1 is to modify and/or approve the draft specific definition and scope advisory only for a commission-initiated special evaluation project to study the feasibility of establishing a virtual history museum for the city and request authorization from the City Council per Policy 6.02, or receive and file this report and take no further action. This concludes my report, and at this time, Assistant City Manager Kathy Matsumoto and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Hilton.
Right now, I'd like to explore option one. up there. I notice with regards to the link to the library page, it doesn't go. You have to search in order to find the local history page on the library's website. Is there any reason why the link doesn't go straight to the local history page on the library's website?
Within the structure of the library's website, as you have observed, it is under About the Library, but we certainly could take a look at our homepage layout and determine if there is another place where it would be appropriate to present that information.
Okay.
But currently, it does require looking under About the Library and then going to local history.
Yeah. But other than that, I think it's a good starting point for a virtual history museum. And, you know, it'd just be a name change of the page to call it that, and then create sub pages to the side, like what is there currently. Is there any plans with regards to adding commissioners and past commissioners, committee members, and city managers and whatnot? Or is it just city council members for right now?
For right now, we have within the local history section or history of Cerritos, we have just at this time the list of all city council members that have served the community. And so that is something that certainly the city council could consider and staff could review the options, if so directed by the city council, to expand that content.
Also, if we could have a subpage, right now you have to go through the city clerk's office to get past election results, unless if they were held by the county. So, for instance, the elections of 2017, 15, 13, back to 97, and 94 back to our founding, you'd have to go through the city clerk's office. But I believe the city clerk has that digitally archived. If we could, create a separate page. Now, this obviously involves staff time. So these would be requests of the city council to add those portions to the city history page website, both election results as well as past commissioners, as well as city managers, and then eventually, documents and whatnot that are no longer in use, so that you can go and do a research on the evolution of, say, our city's master plan, or any of the other documents that have been altered over the years, like our city charter, because certain parts that have been removed from the city charter are no longer up on the website, but other parts that are active or have not been are currently there. So it'd be interesting there for our students, so that they can go and take a look at how the city has evolved its documents over the history of our city as well. And this came up before I in a conversation between me and Councilman Barrows, before I even proposed this, was to have a gallery section. I know the County of Orange and other cities have that as a section on their history, historical photo section. So it'd be something to look into establishing on our server. But this is a good start. I just think we can at least lay out the beginnings of further development. One last thing before I forget. I noticed on our TV3 that past candidate forums that have been broadcasted on TV3 are no longer listed up there after the switchover and are difficult to find. That those broadcasts that are archived in digital format could be moved over to a separate page just for that. And then, after the city clerk's office or, the elections page is updated, it can be moved to the history side of the website. So just some ideas with regards to modifying the website, but that's why I excuse me. That's why I moved to go with option A, modify, and with those modifications, requested from the city council as far as looking into the cost and whatnot, because obviously you can't just go in and make the changes right away without approval of the city council. So that's my motion to go with option 1.
Commissioner Cobble, just so that I can understand, because I think we are listed as, I think all the commissioners and committees are listed. You're saying that we should add the past.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
past.
Okay.
Not just the present, but the
Okay.
past commissioners and the
Okay.
past committee members
Okay.
to the history page.
Okay.
Because, you have the late Bob Buell, who had been involved in throughout the history of our city, and his name's not on the website. George Dominguez, who also has since passed away, he's been involved throughout, and also just recently passed Rosemary Economy, who is on our planning commission. And by the way, I'd like to make the motion to close in her memory. So,
Thank you.
yeah,
I just wanted to confirm.
This would leave at least a living memorial to those forefathers and foremothers who helped make Cerritos what it is today.
Absolutely.
Not just on council members, but also their appointees.
Vice
So.
Chair, any comments?
I was just wondering if Ms. Hilton could show us on whatever website now, I used to know where it was, now I'm not sure, where the photos of all of the different sculptures around the city are located?
Yes, that is available on the city's website.
Okay.
And I believe it is under our recreation and culture section.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all still learning our,
Yeah.
I used to know the old one, the back of my
I see
hand.
a public artwork page.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Thank you. Yes, we try to be scrupulous and make everything alphabetical order and easy to search. And so here we do have a very nice gallery that our communications division put together that showcases all of the artwork, and then have some nice pictures you can zoom in. And we do have additional information about the pieces. So, for example, Joy of Music here, which is over at the Cerritos Center for the Performing Arts, it has a bit of background about the artwork and the artist and when the piece was installed, which in this case it was 1996. The gallery also highlights the Cerritos Sculpture Garden, has same information about each piece, a description of the piece, the media, as well as the artist information. And in fact, this is a Jane De Decker piece, The Elements, that's in the Sculpture Garden. And we do have, the written information about the piece should somebody want to learn more about the artwork or the artist. And then we have another geographical section, which is our Civic Center. And you can see we have the Amaryllis Fountain, the Veterans Memorial, the Dolphins, and also Illuminations, which is a beautiful mosaic piece that was installed as an anniversary gift to the community. And then at City Hall, we have a few paintings that were actually donated by one of the local business owners that are displayed in the lobby of City Hall. And then, of course, at the Cerritos Library, we have a very nice permanent collection of artwork, mostly paintings, two sculptures. And again, we have detailed information about each piece and each artist. And then, of course, we have the artwork here that is highlighted that these are located throughout the city. Some of these are part of the city's collection. Some are that private developers had installed as part of their contribution to the arts program.
Good. Nicely done. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So there's a motion on the table to for number 1, I believe.
To modify it.
I second that motion. Or look into modifying it.
Yeah.
Aye. Oh, all those in favor?
Oh,
Aye.
aye.
What would I do without all of you? Okay. So that's okay. We can move on to item 7, reports.
Madam Chair and members of the commission, I would like to update the Fine Arts and Historical Commission on recent action by the City Council. As you may recall, at the meeting of November 21st, the commission reviewed a request that was suggested by Commissioner Cobble for an art festival that could be presented at the Civic Center or at the CCPA. The purpose of this event would be to promote arts in the community by inviting local artists to participate. And this is also to generate new revenue and economic growth in the community through the sale of artwork, increase in sales taxes, through tourism, hotel, TOT or transient occupancy taxes, additional retail sales in our retail centers and restaurants, and also increased ticket sales at the CCPA. In accordance with the policy that was approved by the City Council, staff presented this, your recommendation to the City Council, and at their meeting of January 9th, the City Council did unanimously support that a feasibility study be conducted to study an arts festival for a potential plan for implementing the project. The council made additional comment that an ad hoc committee would be formed to study this and also approve funding for the study. With that, I will close, and that was the action of the City Council.
Thank you. I'm excited. Do we have it? Are those? Does that complete the reports? That
I'm
concludes.
sorry. Conclude my report. Thank you.
Thank you. And since our reports are completed, oh, I can't take this off. Oh, not, oh. Oh, we still have 7B. Thank you, Commissioner. Reports from Fine Arts and Historical Commission members. During this part of the meeting, members may provide brief reports to the community on various matters of interest, including any mandated reports required by AB 1234. Pursuant to the provisions of the Ralph M. Brown Act and the City of Cerritos Commission and Committee Scope of Authority Policy, there may be no discussion or action taken on any matters presented during this item, or they are listed or that are not listed on the meeting agenda. Are there any reports from the commission members?
None from me. Thank you.
None, Vice Chair.
I just
Commissioner Caldwell?
I have a question with regards to the public safety sculpture as far as completion date. I noticed some more work has been done, and it looks cleaner as far as
Yes, a brief update on that. We are working ferociously to try and install the art pieces by the end of February in for dedication. We continue to do work on the infrastructure and the landscaping, the concrete work, and in the week of the 27th, it's expected that the 3 art pieces will be installed, as well as the stone monuments, the 9/11 monument and the memorial to pay tribute to those fallen heroes in the community. So we are progressing. It won't be completely finished. The major walls will be coming in March, and installation shortly thereafter. So we're on our way. There was a lot of complications in this project, but I think that it's coming together. So we're there, almost there. Thank you.
the only other thing. Back in December, I had the pleasure of attending the annual Cerritos Republican Club Christmas dinner at this skyline room of the library, where we collected toys to give to the children of the members of the first CEB. Unfortunately, now normally members of the first CEB come and have dinner with us, and their dinners are sponsored. This year they were out on maneuvers, and so they weren't able to, or they were deployed, so they weren't able to come to the dinner. However, the toys were delivered to them as of this Tuesday by former Mayor George Ray.
Oh,
So
thank you for that. In regards to the end of February, are we still planning to have some kind of event for?
We are planning to have an event tentatively scheduled. The dedication date is to be determined, but we are anticipating it will be in the last week of February, which makes that, I think, the date of 24th through the 28th of February. Yeah. That we will have an event that will include public safety officials. We're inviting the police and fire and um, local dignitaries to attend that event. It's still in the planning process. Working on that, and there will be a dedication plaque at that time also.
And the artists will be invited?
This will be
Good. Vice Chair?
No other questions
other
for me? Yeah.
Commissioner Cobble?
I have nothing else further.
Okay. So since that completes all reports, we can adjourn the meeting.